Hello, everybody. How you doing today? My name is Tornazano, and this is episode 192 of the award-winning, hard-hitting, best podcast in three galaxies, also known as Online Marketing Moves. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a short podcast, but this podcast is going to be important. This podcast is going to be about names. This podcast is going to be about branding. This podcast is for you. Now, whenever it's two ways you can go about starting a business. It's two different ways. Well, probably more ways than that, but we're talking about online right now. You can go the personal route. You want to personalize your brand. You want to say, "Hey, it's me." If your name is John Q, then you go, this is John Q. Follow John Q. Go to johnq.com. Yada yada yada. You can go that way. Or you can come up with something clever, try to come up with something cute, online or whatever, or, affiliate warriors, mount up, or something like that, But I'm going to say this, and I've learned from experience. Be careful of what I remember a couple years ago when I started online, I would try to go the too cutesy route, and I picked the lousy driver, and I thought people would know because in my mind I thought it was a great idea. The lousyDriver.com. People are gonna find the website, and the idea in my mind sounded good, but the idea on paper is not that good because it doesn't have any inkling. If I didn't say go to the lousyDriver.com and check out my website, if you was just typing in something, you would have no idea what the Lousy Driver was. Now, don't get me wrong. I definitely have to make my website stronger. I have to make my website, ranked higher in SEO, but the name itself is sort of a hindrance, the Lousy Driver. So for me, I decided, 2 years into the whole thing, I thought, I need to get a better name. If I'm going to do this whole thing, I need to get a better name. Because as you well know, the first podcast was going to be the Lousy Driver, and I said, ain't nobody going to know why am I calling this podcast the Lousy Driver. It doesn't make any sense, And it sounded, I was trying to hang on to that whole branding of the Lousy Driver, and I just thought, sometimes when you are El Capitan, you have to know when your boat's sinking, when your boat's not going anywhere. And I just thought, for me, the Lousy Driver is I'm just spinning my wheels, So I changed the podcast pretty quickly to the Affiliate Party, which, it wasn't bad. But then I said, even that, it's like, what does that mean? What is that? At least it had affiliate in it, Now, not every website that you do. This is if you're going to make a website that doesn't have your name in it. Of course, if you have your name in it, www.joesmo.com, that's great, Just tell people to go to your website. And eventually, I will build one of those myself. But I thought to myself, for the name of the podcast, I said, I wanted to have something that, people can find, that people can, be like, oh, okay, I know, I wanted people to look at the name and they know, what the website, what the name of the podcast, what the titles will be about. Online marketing moves. Okay, online marketing moves. So this person talking about online marketing, guys talking about business online. Okay, gotcha. You know what I mean? So I'll tell you that little story about me coming up with a too cutesy name to say, be careful what you name your website, or, of course, if you go with your name, that's great. That's fine, You want to do, joeblow.com. You want to personalize the brand, put your name on it. That's great. You know, I go, on the podcast, it's Online Marketing Moves with Tony Rizzano, just so people know, hey, I'm the host of the show, but also the title, and I decided to get Online Marketing Moves, and I'm going to make that into a website, but it's a name that works. It's a name that people will find. It's a name that people will find. It's a name that I can make rank a lot better, a lot easier than the lousy driver. So I say all that, to say, just be careful when it comes to thinking of names, thinking of, how you want to name your website, how you want to, if you're talking about keto, you don't want to go, yoga.com, for keto. If you're doing fitness, if you're doing keto diets, you want to try to put keto in there or something like that, just keep that in mind when you're doing different, whatever you're an affiliate for, whatever business you want to start. Just try to, throw maybe the thing that you're doing at the time, the website, throw it in there. But if you're going to do a lot of different things eventually, and you start when you gain some success, of course, you want to, I would recommend this for everybody. Even if you don't, just name your business, your name in the beginning. When you start to get some steam, I would definitely go out and buy my name for a domain and just use that, so people can find you personally. You can be like, hey, go to my website, and you can see my story, and then you can post a few videos. You can post a few, say, hey, check out the podcast. You can always reroute people to your website, or you can always reroute people to affiliate offers, even if you don't use your name for your business. Even if you just use a different, even if you brand your business something different. Later on, when you gain some success and you start getting some money, you can have somebody build your website with your name. So that way, if people type in your name, they'll go, okay, www. And they look on there, and it can reroute them to your other business endeavors. Okay, so that way, because the more present you are online, the easier it is for people to find you, and that's the whole goal. You want people to be able to find you quickly and easy, because the easier they're able to find you, the easier it is for them to find you, get to know you, get to like you, and you can move forward, And who knows, that little website that you don't even look at every now and then, or you don't look at that much, you can get email signups, even if you just put an email sign up on there, and say like 20 people a month just come along and sign up on that website. The more present you are online, the more authoritative you seem, and the more people can find you, and the more dollars you'll be able to bring in. So just keep that in mind. Don't get too cutesy. Come up with a good name for your first website. Come up with a name that, people will be able to find. People will be able to be like, oh, okay, People always try to say, oh, it's getting harder to use .coms, but, I was able to get onlinemarketingmoves.com. So, there's always names out there you can find. There's always names out there you can use. So, with that being said, that's it. Remember, don't get too cutesy. Don't overthink it. Personal. If you use your name, use your name. If you don't, if you come up with a little, a different name for your website in the beginning, just try to make it reasonable to what you are doing. If you're affiliate marketing, you don't want to go, ducks.com. You do something with, maybe, davidaffiliatetraining.com or whatever, something like that, But anyway, that's it for the podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with another hard-hitting episode. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for your time. And as always, everybody, peace.